Yep.
All right, go ahead, Coleton.
Alright, well, today I'll be teaching you guys how to set up a bass fishing combo, any type of specifically largemouth. So for my materials, I just need a lure with a soft plastic on it, the thing that makes a motion to attract the fish in the water. A cutting, something to cut the line with. A rod, I have an SLX, it's really cheap for good money. It's good quality for cheap. And you need your reel. So people ask a lot, why do people spend so much money on bass fishing stuff? Well, they are very picky on what they would like that day. So like if it's overcast, they usually like a lighter color, or if it's darker water, they like a more natural color. If it's very like foggy, you usually want to go with like a black and blue color, or something not so natural, something more bright and fluorescent. If it's more clear and natural, you're going to want to go with a natural color. So like this is more natural, it's going to look more like what their actual food looks like. So on the rod, or on the reel, there's a brake and a tensioner. Tensioner just controls how fast your lure drops, and then your brake controls how fast your spool spins to for your lure to the faster it moves out of your rod. So your colors for your conditions, I kind of went over that already. White, this lure in particular is very good for like any time of year, as long as they're aggressive. This is just natural. This is kind of like the other white one I showed you. It just has a skirt. It's pretty much the same. This is a chatterbait. It's got a blade on here. It gives off a vibration to attract fish. Pike usually like it. Same thing, just different color here. This one I like to use in like roofier colored water. Just gives off a little more natural sense. This is a Texas rig. You put a weight above it, and you kind of drag it on the bottom, and these swim. And then this is just a craw. You don't need any plastic on here. It's kind of already got some stuff going on there, and that's just for smallmouth mainly. So now I will show you guys how to line it and tie the lure on. You're going to want to make sure you go through every eyelet, or it can lead to fraying. If you're catching fish, it'll likely drag on the side of the eyelet, and that will not be good. I'll get it through here sometime today. I have braid on this rod just because it's a little stronger, and if you're flipping the lily pads, you can usually, if you get snagged, you can usually pull it out a lot more, and you can see your line a lot easier. So now that I have fed through finally, you take about 4 or 5 feet of line just to work with. And then what you're going to want to do is pick your lure, obviously. I'm just going to use this one, this is what I use right now. And you just make one bunny ear, and then you pinch it at the end. And then you're just going to feed it. It doesn't matter which way through. Just going to put it through the hook. And then go like that. You're going to want to crisscross it. And open that back up. Put your lure through it. And then put it down. And that's called the polymer knot. And then you're going to just want to clip it, have like a centimeter line left just in case it decides to go any tighter. And so now that you got got that on, you just wanna grab your rod, and if you're more advanced, you can have that, your brake, which I was telling you about, a lot looser, just for faster spooling. So if you're like flipping it, it won't go as far if your brake's tighter. But then this thing, it doesn't really have much on this reel because it's geared very high. But this just controls like your drop speed. And now if I can loosen it up a little bit maybe. It'll drop a lot faster. But what you wanna do is if you're kind of a beginner, you wanna tighten it all the way. Mine doesn't go as tight as it should, but then it just drops to your spool stops spinning. And then if you don't really know how to use these much, you wanna put your brake at half. Usually they go 1 to 10, but this one just goes 1 to 20. So when I first started using this reel, I had it at 10. It's a safer way so you don't bird's nest it. But then as you get more experience, you can turn it to a lower number just so it spools faster. But then after that, you obviously fish with it, and yeah. I think that's really all I got. Just make sure when you're messing with the bait casters, you just have that brake set at half and your tensioner at the right thing so you don't end up with a big spool. Thank you for listening to my speech.